A new band. Brought to you by NZ On Air. Active Live. Yeah.
Kia ora koutou katoa. You're on radioactive.fm and you're here for our Active Live as we do every single week. We have a wonderful artist joining us in studio, and today we have Gigi Genie and her wonderful band. Kia ora, thank you so much for joining us, Gigi.
Kia ora, thank you for having us.
It's lovely to have you here. And could you please introduce your band for us?
Yes, I've got brother Chris Ding on the flute to my left and beautifully clad in some nice colours going on. And then Michael Muggeridge on my right on mandolin and guitar, and yeah.
I was going to say, you're all very well dressed, actually. Like,
Oh,
you've
yes.
got a beautiful
Thank
colour
you.
palette going
It's
on.
especially for the radio.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Thank you for doing that. So you're here to talk about the Phoenix single release that you're playing in Moon this Sunday.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
exciting times. So
Yeah.
you're releasing an EP very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us a bit about like the release dates for those.
Cool. So the release date for the single is this Sunday, and that's the same day that we've got our winter show, because Seasons of the Soul is a project that I've worked on for almost a year now, so gone through all the seasons, and it's my interpretation of each season and the transformation and kind of the magic and the medicine that each season has to offer. And so within that, I've got recordings of different sounds in the season. So like for this song, The Phoenix, I've got recordings of fire from winter, and you can hear the crackling in the start of it and later on. And so it's a really intentional project that I've put a lot of time and energy, and I worked on that with a fucking frickin' heckin' genius, excuse me, Michael Sutherland, and he's just got a really amazing technical mind and intuitive sense, and so we've spent a lot of time weaving different sounds from, summer birds and things into the summer song, and then crickets into the autumn, and so that's that project, and that's coming out. That date is yet to be confirmed, but it will be in the next 2 months.
That is so exciting. Oh my goodness. That is so beautiful. I love how concentrated you are behind your theme. That is really, really cool to hear. And I really want to get a bit into the found sounds and recording that you were doing with birds and things like that. Yeah. But shall we start with a tune?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, we're going to play The Phoenix.
Yay.
It's a song about transformation and shedding. And I feel the phoenix is an emblem for that.
I can imagine. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And that sounds absolutely beautiful. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Winds are coming. A storm is near. The clouds are brewing. A change is new, is new, is new, is new, is new, is here. Change is here. Hush, 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 hush. He's hush, he's hush, she's hush, she's hush, he's hush, he's hush, 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 hush. We burn, 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 we rise.
Gosh, that's absolutely beautiful. I just love watching you perform. The amount of emotion and effort and just intention you put into your performances is just beautiful. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
It was gorgeous. And I do want to talk a bit about this single because I know it's a winter single, this one, from the Seasons of the Soul EP. It's the winter season. But obviously the Phoenix is a bit about restoration and rebirth as a kind of thematic thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the recent write-up that you did on Instagram about the bike accident that you were in recently. And I wanted to ask a little bit about whether, first off, that song is partly inspired by that. And also just talk a bit about the beautiful prose that you wrote on your Instagram, because that was absolutely stunning and quite confronting, for lack of a better word, and quite, what's the word? Yeah, confronting and very honest about a confronting situation as well. Do you, in your own words, want to talk us through that?
Yeah. So, to answer your question first, the Phoenix is about a very similar kind of energetic space that Instagram post was about, but it wasn't about that specifically. The last song that we'll play today came from that space, and that's called Sing Over the Bones. And it's a similar song of transformation and death of the psyche and death of the emotions and death of the being in a shedding process. But yeah, so the Phoenix was a song that I wrote in a really similar space probably 2 years ago, and it's developed so much with these guys, and over the time as creative projects do, they evolve. And as far as that post, as we were kind of talking outside, I like to use social media with real intention and with as much honesty as I can, and it's kind of like a diary for me. And I like to post kind of photos of what's been going on, and I like doing art and things, so I like that. I feel like encapsulates an energy, so I often do, photos of what I've been doing, art or music, and then I do a caption of what I feel the energetics of the time have been. So that one was, it was a really potent time. This is probably 4 months ago, and I was doing a lot of energetic mahi and emotional mahi with the feminine wounding and what I feel our physical wounds and also the energetic wound hold, just at a personal level, at a intergenerational level, and at a collective level, which I feel we all have, whether we identify as a woman or not. And so I was doing a lot of thread pulling, and my own experiences with trauma and assault and, harboring energy in that area. And so I was pulling those threads, and I was like, whoa, my God, there's so much here. But making real breakthroughs, and I was like, oh, wow, I'm doing this mahi and feeling really liberated and also feeling really confronted, as you said. And I was like, wow, I really enjoy using, working with the energy of archetypes and stories like the Phoenix. I feel like stories are very ancient for us as humans to kind of tune into an energy through a thought form. And so the energy of Kali, which is a goddess who is both the awakener and the destroyer. And so I was like, great. So she basically burns away all that is not serving and all that is not yours, that is ready to be freed. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to consciously work with this energy of Kali. Cool, I'm bringing her into my conscious awareness, and I invite her into my body to keep doing this mahi, because I'm doing it. You know, I feel we're all doing it. It's a really potent time to be alive. And I did that on this night, and I was like, whew, when I got into the space with my candles and stuff like that, and then, you know, moving my body and just flowing with that energy, and then kind of hit this point, and I was like, whoa, that was really spacey. And I was like, great, okay, I'm going to go for a bike ride. Cool, going to go do this. And then I had this really intense day, and then all these things happened, but the biggest one, I was biking, and then I was like, great, cool. And then I biked, and then there was this moment I was coming down this hill, and I see this car, and it can't see me, and we collide. And it turns into me, and I smash into the side, and I had this moment where I was like, you know, they say everything slows down, and it slowed down. It was crazy. And my basket was full of lavender, and then the lavender was strewn across the road. So anyway, it felt like in that time that was an invitation of metaphysical kind of divine intervention, where my whole left side of my body, which in some people's belief systems is the feminine side, was unable to be used. And there was all this bruising, and my muscles weren't at their highest functionality. And I had so many dreams and so many just knowings and meetings with what I felt were my tipuna, my ancestors, and that I feel was a liberation and a reclamation and an honouring of all this pain that we have felt at a cellular level and at an emotional level and at a physical level that we couldn't really comprehend. But I brought it to the light of consciousness, and then I was like, okay, my body's going to feel this and reveal it and heal it. And as we rewrite these new cells, they are consciously integrated with new stories and liberated energy. And so music, it was an invitation to reconnect with music as well. And I just hermited for a bit. So that was a long-winded answer, but
no, that was a beautiful, beautiful answer. Thank you for that. And actually listening to you talk about it in your own words, it really solidifies the kind of understanding I got from the post you made, which is that you've got such a strength to you, and this a strength and ability to just sort of confront these things as a given, you know, because for a lot of people in life, I'd say people don't even think to start doing this kind of mahi, you know, like it's just not a thing. So I really just want to commend you on that. That's a really beautiful and positive and forward-thinking way of dealing with your own trauma. That's beautiful. Absolutely.
We're all doing it. It's the time we're in.
Yeah.
The earth is calling.
A really, really good point.
Yeah.
This is the time to do it if you're going to do it. Yeah. You know? So that is just beautiful. I wanted to sort of, and you kind of covered all this beautifully anyway, but I wanted to particularly quote you on the idea that your mind is a fertile ground. Your words are powerful. You must be careful the seeds you sow. Manifestation is something that I find so hard to wrap my head around personally. Is manifestation apparent a bit? Is it a central theme to this EP that you're releasing? Do you think?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the law of attraction is the law of life, is the law of love. So I feel like it's inherent in just being alive. And so, if you hold, intentions, that is what you will see, and that is what you will create, and that is what you will be.
That's beautiful.
So yes.
Yeah, that is absolutely gorgeous. So backtracking a little bit now, tell us a bit about how you started making music. You said The Phoenix itself was written about 2 years ago. Was that when you began kind of concentrating on music, for lack of a better phrase?
It's when I reconnected. I come from a really musical family, so I have a lot of jazz musicians. My granddad, Terry Crayford, is an amazing pianist, and so you can look him up if you wanted to. He's beautiful.
I have heard of him. That's amazing.
And Jonathan Crayford is my uncle, and Greg Crayford, and then my brother. So I marinated in it.
Yeah.
And it was important to me because it was important to my whānau. And then about 2 years ago, I was like, and reconnected with it. But I've always written songs since I was a little kid, and I've always found music to be really healing and activating, and always, the gift that keeps on giving, because every day and every space, it is always different if you lean into that. So but 2 years ago I was like, this feels right for me, and I started playing the guitar again, and then from there I've tutored with other instruments and just keep on exploring and growing and evolving within it.
That is just beautiful. And I will talk a bit about your other instruments in a while, because we've got some very, very cool instruments here that I want to acknowledge in a minute. But I wanted to talk a bit about how you define your music. So I've seen the term folk noir come up a wee bit. Yeah. Tell us a bit about that.
So I find genre a really hard thing to kind of wrap my head around, because it's not a head thing, music. But I remember seeing folk noir on someone's post who was someone had chosen that term, and I was like, ooh, that sounds really cool. And it to me it feels like folkiness, and then we kind of get into the depths and like to tell stories about playing with the darkness. So that's kind of what it means to me, and I feel like I like to do that with my music. So
very much you see that juxtaposition in the songs for sure. I definitely get that. Speaking of which, should we have another song?
Yeah, cool.
Yay, what have we got next?
We have a song called Whisper, and it's about intuition, and it's about, for me, it's like hearing the call of the land and the call of the universe, and you're kind of following it blindly, and you're like, oh, okay, I can hear you, and it starts off as a whisper, and you just have to trust your inner compass and kind of follow it, even if it is blind, until it gets loud.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. I feel your whisper dancing through the trees. I feel your whisper singing with the breeze. I feel your whisper from my head down through my feet. I feel your whisper calling out to me. I feel whisper calling out to me. I feel your whisper calling out to me, calling. I hear calling, I hear call, keep calling. Whisper, 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 you whisper, I feel it. keep calling. I hear you call, I hear you call. I trust you. I hear you.
Joining in on the radio airwaves, you are tuned in to Gigi Genie here in our beautiful Active Live room. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So that song was really, really beautiful. I want to chat a bit about the compositional aspects of your writing now, particularly because, Chris, you were just doing some really awesome things in that song. That was really cool.
Yeah. I was talking really quietly into the microphone.
What were you saying? I was trying to figure it out.
Whisper.
Whisper.
I was whispering whisper. So
Whispering
it's
whisper.
a bit of a meta whisper.
That's beautiful. And yeah, meta is a good word for it, eh? So there's totally a theatricality to your music that I'm really, really loving, and a sense of sort of literalness to how you've composed. Obviously, these are all very considered decisions. Tell us a bit about what you and Michael, you were saying Michael Sutherland you worked with?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about what you and Michael were, about the compositional process for this EP.
It's compositional. It's all very intuitive, really. So yeah, in terms of the EP, we would go in, we'd be like, okay, let's get some foundations. And so we'd have a few sessions and a few moments where we'd just go in. It would just be microphone, guitar, DI, recording, and I would just get in the zone because that's what I feel is true for me and authentic, and I'm not classically trained or anything like that, despite reference to my whānau I said earlier. So it feels to me that, to be authentic, I need to just breathe in and kind of be there. And so, we just had some times where we recorded them, and sometimes it was like straight through channeled, yeah, that's the one, I felt it. And some of them it was like, I'm thinking about this too much and I'm trying to do the thing and I'm trying to feel it, and it would take weeks to get that one song, and one song was particularly cheeky, and so it depended on the song, and I feel like these things have a spirit of their own, and you are kind of just the vessel, and you've got to trust in the process for these things to write themselves through you.
Very, very true. It's a beautiful thought, and it's interesting because I definitely feel it's a very interesting juxtaposition I think you've got in terms of the songs that you've played so far and the songs that I've heard you online and that kind of thing. A juxtaposition of kind of like a very considered group of sounds, for lack of a better phrase, but also a freedom and a performance and a kind of flow to the whole thing, which I think is really lovely. Cool. Do you find it hard to prioritize those two things?
Freedom and what was the other one?
And the consideration behind it.
Yeah, I'm still learning that. Like for this, we were gonna. So we've got the winter show. We've got the winter show on Sunday, and we've only played our set for that, twice through. And so there's this factor of faith, and I'm still learning, which is real. Because when we get together, we're like, okay, yeah, let's work it out. And like we said, I feel like one spirit is moving us all, and it's the same. That's music, eh? But yeah, that's a thing that I'm still learning, is how to be committed and refined, and also allow that freedom to still to flow through. And that's a thing that I'm just dancing with, and that I'm discovering as I go.
What a beautiful way of saying that, dancing with it. That's absolutely gorgeous. And do you play, because I wanted to chat a bit about, you're quite an all-encompassing artist in my mind, because you make beautiful visual art as well as being an amazing musician, and I'm sure you do a bunch of other amazing things that I haven't heard about yet. But tell us a bit about like how you define your own artistry. Like how do you define yourself in terms of art?
That's a big question.
It is a big question. Take your time.
I feel that life is inherently creative, and that we are all inherently creative, and life is constantly just discovering and living new ways, unique ways of experiencing itself, right? That's consciousness, and that we as humans can kind of open and sink into that and to allow that unknown creative force to, move us all the time in a conscious way, or we can just be like, oh, yeah. But I feel like we're all artists because life is that creative force. So to define, that's my definition for me. It's a very general one, but
No, that's beautiful, and I think it's hard to find that as a given for a lot of people, I think. So it's beautiful that is your kind of approach to the world, that you think everyone has that potential, for lack of a better phrase.
Has an infinite faces of manifestation, though, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Again, with the gorgeous prose, you just come out with these phrases. I'm loving it. So let's talk a bit about the show on at Moon on Sunday. It's Sunday, right? Yeah. So you're playing with Kailana and Monkey and the Mouse. Right? Yeah, cool. So what drew you to those two artists?
Just sense, intuition. Kailana lives with Chris and Michael Sutherland, who I did the recording with. So Chris lives with those guys, and so I kind of made connections with them through that process. And she's a beautiful songstress and magical fairy human being. And I was like, cool, I would love, because I, like you said, I like the theatricality of music, and I like the theatricality of this winter show, and so I was like, oh, well, she's pretty theatrical, so I feel like she might resonate with that, so I just asked her. And as far as Monkey and the Mouse, they're beautiful friends that we were like, let's play a gig together, and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to do this thing, so do you want to do this? Just easy.
Classic Wellington.
Yeah, exactly.
Very classic Wellington. Oh, that is awesome to hear. Is there anything that you want to tell the fans before they come to the show?
Ooh.
Any last minute little things to note or mention?
Yeah. I would like, if you would like to come, to invite you. The night is an honouring of the season of winter and however that is moving you. And so I'd just like to invite you to tune into what that might mean for you if you want to. And for me, it's been this whole year really, but very transformational, and just peeling back my skins all the time, and winter feels like it's a condensation of that. And so there'll be a box that people can respond to that prompt if they want to, so you can do that. And there'll be, I'm really hoping, I haven't asked Moon yet, but my mum wants to make mulled wine, which is a winter yum. And some soup. But I don't know about the logistics and the legalities of that, but I want it to be a whole sensory experience. So that's my dream. But so come along if you like and feel like celebrating the season of winter with us.
Oh, that is so gorgeous, getting Mum in to make the mulled
she
wine.
Offered. She's like, should I make some mulled wine? I was like, I don't know if it's BYO, but I can find out.
That is so gorgeous. Wholesome. Gosh, it sounds like it's going to be the most wholesome experience, eh?
Yeah.
So koha entry was kind of what you were saying there?
So it's $20 so that we can pay these beautiful fellows and the other artists and the soundies and all of that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But it should be a well-rounded experience for those who want to pay that $20.
It will be an amazing experience if this active live session is anything to go by. And so I've got time for one more song.
Cool.
Yeah, what are we going to play next?
Well, let's play Over the Bones, the song that I mentioned earlier. After that came through after the bike accident, and it was very much medicine for me.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I would love to hear that. Thank you.
Cool.
And thank you so much for joining us in the Active Live Room today. It's been so lovely having you here.
Thank you so much for your loving support and your sincerity and your existence.
You're going to make me blush.
Do.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Kia ora. Thank you.
Okay.
Kia ora. Yes, we didn't even get a chance to really talk about this. Shall we quickly intro this instrument to people?
Yeah, I can. can introduce it like this.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So this is an auto harp, right?
Yes.
Yeah. When did you begin playing this beautiful, beautiful thing?
My friend Sam went down south and he picked an old one up from a school in Christchurch. And it was from the 70s. And I was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. And I really resonated with it. And I fell in love with it. And it was a whole different way of writing songs for me. And it opened up all these portals. And I was like, this is amazing. And then loved that. And then I was like, I want to buy a new one now. Because this one's old and it's a little bit tinny and some strange, it's old. So this one's I bought shortly after the bike accident as well. And then, so it's from Oscar Schmidt in America.
Oh, beautiful. Oscar Schmidt.
Yeah, so cheer, Oscar.
Yeah, thanks, Oscar.
Killed it.
Oh, that is just beautiful. What a cool instrument. And I have to give some props as well to the flute and the mandolin that we've had during this time.
Thank you very much.
Heck yeah.
Amazing.
Total
Amazing.
that.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful work, team.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us and looking forward to hearing this next track.
Yeah, thank you. Cool. I heard a voice rising up through the ground, buried and lonely, screaming out loud. I dug through the surface, I fruited myself and found underneath my woman bound, buried for centuries without a sound. She says, can you hear me? Can you feel me? Won't you scream out with me? Scream, scream. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, mighty Puna, their joys, sorrows, and wisdom ring through my bones like bells, like bells, like bells, like bells. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? Ancient eyes of moons full with pride in the liberation of our darkest night, healing our ancestral line, the evolution of humankind. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors. They lived so we could see, feel, and be more than ever before. Free now. They shine bright, bright. We now honor their lives. So I'll sing from my bones. I'll sing over their bones. Over their bones, yes. Over their bones. Buns, 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 buns over our bones. Sing over your bones. Thank you so much.
Get on here.
Here at Active, we like to kick the weekend off early. And that begins with the Friday Flow, hosted by the Flowtastic Amy. From 1 to 4 p.m, you'll be delighted to a whole tote bag of tunes. Ones that are fresh, funky, and most importantly, flowy. Continue flowing at 3:30s, catch an active